Hello, my name is Ehab Saeed, and this is my question 7 for the evaluation on the final draft.
Oh, hi. Oh, I wasn't expecting you. Oh, where am I, Mattis? Come in, follow me.
We added the audience claps just because it made um, the character feel like he actually had an audience that was reacting to him. But in all, it was just in his head, just due to his madness and the paranoia and the psychological effect that's playing on him.
Kieran Jervis, and boy, do I have a story for you. It's been a week of transformation after all. Do you like your life? I like my life. No, I love my life. Well,
The antagonist's jittery narrative also reinforces the fact that he's crazy because the conventions of a psychological madness and paranoia film is the character's narrative is very all over the place. Just shows that his mind can't stay on one point for a prolonged period of time.
why wouldn't I? I don't have much to be worried about, to be perfectly honest. I'm a happy guy. I'm an aspiring actor. Well, I say aspiring, I do have a rather promising audition of Hamlet lined up. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. And I have not only the talent to succeed, not to blow my own trumpet, but the determination and animus to succeed. Going the extra mile, doing what the other guy won't do to win. That's why I'm so happy all the time.
The narrative of the antagonist, where he goes from a really soft tone to a really harsh tone, back down to a really soft tone, really makes the audience question his head. Just because no sane person would go from really harsh back down to really quiet to really harsh again. It's just strange.
Well, I say all the time, there was this Wednesday when some guys jumped me and beat me into a puddle of my own blood until I lost consciousness. Aww. And then beat me for some more. For the hell of it.
The flashes when he's getting beaten up just reinforces that it is a flashback. So it is not as vivid as he remembers. There might be some stuff that he's missing from it, but for the most part, the flashes are there just to reinforce how hard the people were hitting him, and just makes it look more, more in his head. With this shot here, we tried to be a bit more creative by having a POV shot of him laying on the ground while we were hitting him. It just added more variety towards the shot and made it look more lifelike. There, as you can see, one of the villains actually came up really close towards his face, and that split second you got to see what that guy looked like, and he comes up in the end. So just so he actually has a motive to kill that guy.
Oh, and of course this had to happen on my way to my Hamlet audition, which cost me the role. Shocker. Now, that's the real tragedy. They don't know what we know. We're winners. I have a special surprise for you.
This shot here wasn't framed very well, to be honest. Just because even though he is even though he is in the center of the frame, you can't really see his actual facial expressions. The lighting is quite dark in this, so it doesn't really accentuate all of his facial features.
But beforehand, safety. Oh, and I must get out of these horrible, dirty clothes and wait for the curtain.
As you can see, it's the same guy from before when he came up leaning really close. As I said, this gives as you can see, this gives the character a main target to focus on. Just gives him motive. As you can see here, the mise en scène from all the bruising and the cuts around his face and arms is done really effectively. It's done with a bruising makeup, a professional bruising makeup palette, and the cuts are done with modeling wax, and these turned out really good, as you can see with the close-ups.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the main event.
What he just said there was, and now, ladies and gentlemen, for the main event, is like a reference to what actors or narrations say when they're about to, introduce something big. So it just also reinforces the fact that he wants like an audience to be with him at all times, watching what he's doing.
Awake now, are we? Rail, look, I brought an audience just for you.
There, when he said, "I brought an audience just for you," we got the inspiration from The Shining. When he's about to break into the bathroom, he starts singing "Little pigs, let me in." So it's like, sort of like a kid's book, and like quite a lot of kids go to like the theatre or something. So it just plays on that fact of psychological madness.
My, you are wasting an opportunity, aren't you? Oh. Stupid boy.
Here, this shot, the over-the-shoulder shot, isn't very good, to be honest with you, because you've got the reflections from the table outside, and it just takes away the fact that you're looking at all the tools on the table, and your main focus is probably on the reflection.
What did Gandhi say?
As you can see here, the makeup on the close-up just above his eye looks really, really, really realistic, with the bruising around his face and the mangled skin just underneath the cut with the blood running out. It just makes it look very lifelike. It makes the audience feel very, very uneasy, very queasy, so it just plays on the audience's emotions.
And and before I forget, some music. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, let me see what spring is like.
We wanted to add the song "Fly Me to the Moon" just because it's a very, very fluent song. It flows really well with what the character's about to do in the second. As you can see, he's dancing, which makes it which makes the audience just feel a bit weirded out by he's dancing when he's about to kill somebody, and it also reinforces the madness about him.
Like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me.
Here also, we didn't really want to add the antagonist scooping out the victim's eye, just because it wouldn't have looked that good if we had it in. We wouldn't. I don't think we would have been able to pull it off. But having this over here with him in the chair with his arms tied, and all you can see is the blood just dripping on his shirt, just makes it look a bit more gory. Just instead of actually seeing the eye being gouged. Also, at the end there, you can see that his hand broke free. That's just because of the pain, and he was struggling, so his hand actually got loose, and he actually died after that. So.
Start with song and let me sing forevermore.